Hello. Are we back? Maybe. For a little bit. There we go. Jeez, man. What a timing for it. The bitrate is really bad too, for some reason. I mean, like, I have to get going soon anyway, but I didn't want to leave it like that. That felt so bad. That felt so bad. Like, yay! The Kickstarter ended. Woohoo! Oh, okay, we're gone. Thanks for hanging around while I don't know, wrestled with my computer. What the heck? I mean, you guys are part of the Kickstarter success, so, you know, I didn't want to, like, end it on that note. I did want to, like, say a proper goodbye and basically say thank you for, you know, supporting the Kickstarter. And man, that's really cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Finally. But yeah, it was interesting. Like, I think I'll put in some. I'll try and, like, share some learnings from the. I'm really glad it's, like, exactly 700. Such a nice number. I mean, first learning is, like, oh yeah, I remember wanting to respond to that. So, not everyone will back. I think, how many followers did it have before it started? Like, when it went live, the first day I had, like, 22 new followers. Just from people like interested in the project and stuff. Like, it was pretty hard going, like, trying to get people to follow the Kickstarter page, like the pre-launch page, without a launch date. Okay, well, you kept better track than I did, I guess. But I think the average pledge rate for followers is, like, 20%. Like, 50 would have been a really high pledge number for the followers, basically. But yeah, basically, I was so, and the thing I was wondering, like, should I do 30 days or should I do 14? And I'm glad I went with 14 just because it really, so, this was the first day. And there it went straight up, and then, it made a bit of a difference, but I don't feel like, this would have, stretching this out would have made, all the difference compared to all the effort that I would have had to put in. 'Cause, promoting this, is, such a big task. Thinking of everything. This was easy for me, actually, compared to, most Patreon campaigns and stuff that I did, just because I felt like I'm really making this for somebody else, for the community, not just for myself. So I have something to say, and I have lots of little tidbits. I was highlighting with every post, I was highlighting one thing about the project, not trying to tell everything at once. And I think that was a big click for me in terms of promoting it on social media and stuff. Let's see, what did you say? Yes, it was a really nice small skill test. I honestly, I'm not sure how much bigger I would go with these in terms of it's scalable enough in the sense that it's not releasing a book where I would suddenly have to ship 500 books or something, I would have to ship a lot of art packs, but it wouldn't have been as much of a hassle to scale this up compared to actual physical rewards, which is why I didn't want to do physical rewards. And the reason I didn't announce a launch date is because I just didn't know. I think, hold on, let me check how this went, because I was planning on, so I was interviewing for a job, which if I would have gotten hired, I would have been busy 4 days a week and I wouldn't have offered the commission tiers. I would have done a Kickstarter, but it would have been a lot smaller scale. I would have offered maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2 commission tiers. So that was 1. 2, I think, come on, calendar, why is everything being so slow? Because I launched on the 18th. I launched on the 18th. Oh yeah, and so by then, my grandmother had fallen ill. And that was a freaking roller coaster. 'Cause I was I have no idea how this is going to go. And if maybe her, it was obvious that she was going to pass away at some point, but I didn't know when, obviously. So it was well, what if she passes away on the date that I want to launch the Kickstarter, and then what if the funeral's on that date, so I kind of had to, eventually I kind of just went well, I guess I'll just launch and then see what happens. And that ended up working out, but I didn't know a lot of things until a couple days before actually launching the Kickstarter and announcing the dates and stuff. So that's why, but in that sense, I feel I had been talking about it, so people knew about it a lot already, or as far as they could. And then it was just a matter of hey, it's really happening now. So then people actually started, being more attentive, oh, something's actually happening. So it makes sense for me to actually pay attention now. But yeah, like I said, like this month has been a humongous roller coaster. And I had no idea how it was going to go. Usually I would have announced it like a bit more beforehand. But then on the other hand, like I'm not sure if that would have reached everybody, because I wouldn't have had enough to say about the project beforehand, I think. In the sense that I would have felt like I was repeating myself, so I wouldn't feel comfortable like talking about it a lot. But yeah, so I'm glad I went with the 2-week period, because I don't feel like the middle like added a lot. And I feel like everybody would have just waited a lot longer to pledge if it would have been like the 30 days. Oh, hey, we got one more custom element in the last second. So that's cool. So that's 4 custom elements to be added to the pack, I think, off the top of my head. Hold on, let me just finish this real quickly, because then I can get it out of my head, and then I am... What does it look like? There we go. And then I'm going to make an update on the Kickstarter, and then I have an appointment this evening, so then I need to get going and prep for that. Yeah. So I'll get started on that Kickstarter update, and thank you guys for Thank you guys for hanging around while I figured out my OBS issues. And thanks for hanging out with me for the last piece of the Kickstarter, and thanks for like backing and supporting and sharing and stuff. I couldn't have done it without you. So, next week I will be doing like the regular NetherRealms stream. So I'll be like inking the comic and flatting the comic and just generally like hanging out. But like going back to comic stuff. So yeah. I will see you next week.